Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. I hope there is sound coming through. Let me guys know in the chat if there is sound coming through. I know earlier there was problems with the YouTube and StreamYard and all this stuff, and people had to cancel their stream. So let me know in the comments, guys. Hit that like button if you're here now, guys, quickly. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're talking about Chelsea, Arsenal, the confidence in the Champions League, the confidence in the league from Arsenal, and how good Chelsea are actually. Are the underlying numbers actually reflect what is happening on the pitch? Chelsea are second. You put a separation between them and Manchester City, 4 points. Separation between them and the pack that are chasing top 4. They are closing on Liverpool, who haven't played yet. Everton, there's a game that is postponed, of course, because of the weather. Arsenal playing the Champions League. Ashraf is confident. We're going to know what Ashraf thought about the Fulham game, about what happened. How are they going to go about in the league? Romz is going to be joining us. Talking Liverpool, of course, depth. Luis Diaz haven't scored. Luis Diaz had 1 assist in September in the league. He scored against Leverkusen. Is that a problem for Liverpool? Relying on Mohamed Salah. Can Liverpool keep it up? A lot of people are saying they cannot because of Mohamed Salah. They are relying on him and all the stuff. They play in the Champions League in a bit, of course. I think they're going to make top 8. Of course, they're top of the league, top of the Champions League table. Hit that like button, people. Let me know where are you tuning on from in the chat, everyone. And how's everyone doing? Where do we start, actually? How's everyone doing first?
Good, man.
Still confident you're going to go on a run, Ashraf? Or that run is
yeah,
done now? It's done now, isn't it?
I am, but I Sorry, go ahead.
21 out of 20. No, I just remember we were sat here last week and you said 21 out of 25.
21 out of 25, yeah. I said 21 out of 25, and I think I said 2 draws, 2 defeats. Yeah, we're only allowed 1 more draw. Only allowed 1 more draw.
21 and 24.
You're allowed 1 more draw. You're going to play Brentford, who haven't lost the game at home. And you're going to play Brighton away from...
Remember, Mo, when we had this discussion after the Newcastle... No, wait. Because you're making it seem like I'm changing my narrative. Remember when we spoke after Newcastle, and I told you in this run, the only team I can see as a banana skin is Fulham away. I said it, and I said that's the one team...
Is that on record? Wallah, I do a lot of shows.
Wallah, it's on record.
To you. Wallah, I believe you. That you're not gonna... I know you're not a lying thing, but I said
12 games, and I said we should win at least 10 of those 12 games. I can see Fulham away being difficult. Brentford, I understand why you would say that, but we are the first Big Six team this season that's going to go play Brentford away from home. The first team. They haven't played any of the big six away.
It's bad luck for you, to be honest with you. That's not good for
Maybe
you.
you say. By the way, I don't even think I could be wrong because I went and checked their fixtures. Forget big six. I don't think they've faced any of the existing like top 10 at home this season. If anyone can double check it, just let me know. But when I checked their fixtures, I think they haven't faced a single top 10 team so far in the league at home. I'm just looking at it. They've played. Is Newcastle top 10 this season? Are they in the top 10?
They played United away and lost. They played Spurs away and lost. They played City away and lost. They played Liverpool away and lost.
No, at home, I'm saying.
No, but at home, no. Not at home.
Yeah, exactly, because we're playing them at home. Because this whole thing is, at home, they're undefeated.
They played Newcastle at home and they won 4-2.
Yeah.
But Newcastle are horrible. They played Wolves at home. I'm just telling you. They played Ipswich at home. They played Bournemouth at home. They played West Ham at home. They drew.
They're undefeated at home. They're undefeated at home.
Yeah, I'm just saying the teams that Brentford played, they played Crystal Palace at home. They played Southampton. So you're right. They haven't played anyone at home.
One, Bournemouth. That's it.
And Newcastle. That's it.
No, top 10. In the current top 10, Newcastle's not top 10 right now.
Okay.
So only Bournemouth from the top 10 has played Brentford at their ground. Which is why by the way, they have done amazing. Good, big up to Thomas Frank. But this is where I feel it could be slightly overhyped when people say, oh, that's one of the best home teams. Because, I don't know.
What about Brighton away?
Bruh, Brighton away are the same as last season and the season before. And we slapped them at their ground last season and the season before. Because their playing style helps.
But hold on,
actually.
Ashraf. But logically speaking, is this Arsenal team the same as the team as the season before? Or do you think, you're ranked low in the chance creation and all this stuff? Your defense is not as strong.
A big chances created, we're not. We're first in the league. Go check it. Big chances created, we are first in the Premier League right now.
Okay. So maybe
I know my stats more.
So maybe there is no problem then.
No, look, there is.
Maybe there's no
there are
problem.
3-4 games. There are 3-4 games which, because I'm not like them again. Big up Nemi.
Well, to be honest with you, you're actually your facts are wrong. There is Liverpool, Chelsea, Villa, Spurs, then Arsenal.
Wait, stop. I'm literally
looking at the stats now. Big chances.
Can I share my screen? Can I share my screen? Am I allowed?
The site. I'm gonna check it.
1 second, right here. I don't know if it's gonna show in the thing or not.
I can share the screen, Habibi. It's right here. Here you go.
Arsenal are first. There you go. 2024-25.
Okay, let me. Okay, I'm checking.
This is guys. Am I blind? It's PremierLeague.com. I'm not going to any other website. People saying he's lying. This is literally PremierLeague.com. It doesn't get more verified than this shit. I wasn't lying, guys. We are first. I can see people in the comments already jumped on that trade. He's lying. It's not correct. Right, it is updated because I checked this week on week. We were third last week. We were third. We jumped up to first after creating 3 big chances this game because we were 40, by the way, before the Fulham game. And Liverpool were first, and Liverpool haven't played. That's why we overtook Liverpool. So if Liverpool play against Everton, they probably would have been first anyways.
Since we are talking about Arsenal, I've done some, because of the whole Corner FC thing, I've done some deep digging, some deep diving.
Guys, to be honest with you, the Premier, I actually think the
it's not
Premier
updated.
League. I think the Premier League website is behind because I just checked 3 websites and they have the exact same numbers. Like
I check this on a weekly basis. So you're telling me from last week to this week they forgot to update? I don't understand. Are they 3 weeks behind?
Because it's impossible that Liverpool have 57 big chances created in 3 websites and the Premier League website have not had 41.
Yeah, then
that is impossible. To be honest,
I think Premier League takes it wrong then because I'm telling you,
they're literally drunk, bro. Liverpool have 57, Chelsea have 54.
We were at 40 last week. We created 3 big chances against Fulham based on if you look at some of the websites, and now we're at 43.
Do you know what?
It depends what the Premier League defines as a big chance, though. That's what.
And for those things, by the way, irrelevant to the point because every single week I check this, we're first, second, or third.
Okay, I think we're going through the point. So just to, guys, just to stop this. Welcome, Romz. Okay, thank you for joining.
Big up,
okay,
Romz.
guys. Your point of showing the stat is to tell us what? It's exactly as David comes here and say, we're second, we're ahead of Arsenal, and it's a fact. But what's the point? Like, if I say, oh, by the way, Inter, we are only 2 points. We only lost points because we played Man City away. What is my point? We're one of this is the fact. The statement is, we're one of the favorites to win the Champions League, right? You're saying that, yes, Arsenal, in your opinion, created a lot of big chances. So what is the statement then? That there is no problem, or you think there's a problem?
No, there are definitely problems, because the reality is, like, our aim was to win the league, right? And the way we have played so far has not been enough for us to be saying that we're going to win the league this season, unfortunately. But
to be honest with you, there is no other aim for Arsenal. You know what the difference between Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, and everyone? This is it. And Arsenal fans think that we have agendas because we talk about them every show, on Football Terrace, on here, on Hussam, on MHF. Guys, the reality is the only target for Arsenal this season, the only realistic target, is for you to win the Champions League with the Premier League. And you are closer to win the Premier League because the Champions League, it requires moments. There are other teams. I'm sure you can win the Champions League. But the problem is, for Chelsea, for example, if Chelsea fucking collapses tomorrow and come fourth, every Chelsea fan will be happy. I promise you this. They'll be like, yeah, we achieved what we want. Who gives a fuck? If Man City go and win the league and Liverpool come third, no Liverpool fan will be upset. They'll be like, yeah, we were first and everything. But Arne Slot, you built a great team.
Oh, Mo. Let me stop you there. It depends. Because yes, you're right. Going into the season, we were expecting Arsenal to win the league. Yeah, but I always say this: expectations change. Let's say
they do. But my point is, if something dramatic happens at Liverpool, let's say Trent signs a contract, Mohamed Salah doesn't get an agreement with Liverpool, something happens at the team. You get an injury, something happens, or and you fall short, and you come third. You're not gonna throw a tantrum at the end of the season. Oh my God, we should have won the. Yes,
fair enough. Yeah.
But if Arsenal even come close, and that's why Arsenal fans, when we talk about you, as of now, not being close and Chelsea being ahead of you, I think it's a disaster. Do you guys know, and the people that watch me that do some content and the watch-alongs about Inter and everything, do you know that I'm so upset that we're 1 point behind Napoli? I'm so upset. Like, I actually think that this is a failure from our team, that we conceded that many goals. Do you know why? Because expectations at the beginning of the season for Inter is to be way ahead of the rest of the pack. We have much better team, right? We have a much deeper squad than everyone. The reality is, for Arsenal, you should be playing better football. You played good football like 4 games, up to 15, something like this, right? You should be way more fluid. Your fans should not be criticizing Arteta, Martinelli, Havertz, Rice, which is one of the talking points I want to talk about today. Why has Rice fallen apart? What is happening? Why does he do one good game and like 3-4 bad games, right? Which is, we're going to talk about this. But that is why Arsenal fans, when we talk about your team, because your team is the main talking point. Okay, Liverpool top of the league. Great. Romz, fantastic.
And we didn't play.
Dave, you guys are second. Absolutely amazing. Jadon Sancho cooking. Enzo second. What's the only team in the league that has problem? Arsenal. The other team, Man City. Okay, great. These are the 2 teams we talk about. That's the reality. But I want to get before you go, Ashraf, Dave, you did some research. Go ahead.
I did some research into Arsenal because I'm actually very interested about this whole corner FC thing. I've done some digging. And what is quite interesting is that Arsenal's creative numbers haven't gone down, but they have dramatically changed in terms of... So the closest team in the league to Arsenal in XG created just from corners, purely from corners. I think it was Brentford with 5 XG from a corner, from like corners over the whole season. Arsenal had 12 XG created from corners, which is unheard of. Like, genuinely, it's mental. No one in the league even comes close to the chances created from corners. Like, it's a joke, which is fair play to them. Like, I'm not slagging it off. I'm just saying whatever formula you figured out genuinely is game breaking. It's incredible. However, your creative numbers from open play has dropped. And it seems to be the more you create from corners, the worse you are at creating chances. But overall, your creativity hasn't gone down. So now the question is, I'm not saying that you've given up creating from open play to score corners. That's not what I'm saying. But the question is that...
Wait, what was the number last season? What was the number last season?
So at this point last season, you had about 30. You were in the 30s of created XG. So you've got like the site that I use. You've got like 32 or 33, like in between there. And last year you literally had like 34. So the change is very minimal. But it's the chances you're creating from last year. At this point last year, you had nearly 27 XG created from chances created from open play. This year, you're down at 20. From open play, you've got less created chances from open play than Man United do. I think that's...
Wait, so we've gone down from 27 to 20 this season.
Yeah, you've gone down from 27 XG to 20 XG. But
that's overall. That's overall. That's not only open play. That's everything.
So when you put them together,
no. He's saying no. He's saying from open play. His 27 and 20.
So my point is,
it's only open play.
So, yeah.
No. Hold on, Dave. The 27 to 20 is total because you can't.
No. The 27 to 20 is just from open play.
In this season, they created 20 XG from open play this season. That's a very good number in 15 games to be
exactly from open play, and they created 27 last season. So their open play creativity has gone down, but their corner XG is through the bloody roof.
David,
no one's even close to them. It's a joke.
Just to add on to your point, bro. Yeah, you know what I said after they battered West Ham. I said this about Arsenal, right? If you expertise in something, e.g., corners, and it turns into a winning formula, there, like you said, David, there's nothing wrong with it. I think rival fans, we're gonna tease them, but end of the day, it's a bit of jealousy because if they're winning games by this, like if our clubs could do it, we'd do it. So I'll give Arsenal that credit. However, my problem with the Arsenal fans were this isn't sustainable because for me, I know Mo's played football. David, I think you've played football. I don't know if you played football, Ash, but this can't be sustainable because for me, it can be rectified easily. Zonal for Arsenal, for me, there shouldn't be zonal marking. It should go back to the old way, which I know modern day football zonal, but I think it should be man to man because the Fulham game, they actually nullified you. Other than the Thomas Partey header, which he should have scored, by the way, and I think it's becoming a regular pattern that he's getting 3 headers and he doesn't score. And you were successful with Havertz to obviously Saliba that drew you the game. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Ashraf, you had, I think, 6 to 8 corners that game. The other 5 or 6, I think they did pretty well. And this is where I have to give Marco Silva credit. I think he resorted back to the old type of defending corners, which was man-to-man. Because even though you did the thing where you all congregate and you kind of swarm the box together, I think each Fulham player knew who to go to. And this is why I said to Arsenal fan, David makes a very good point. This is why you still need to keep your open play numbers high, because if the corners don't work, then it just looks very bad. It looks like you're one-dimensional. Yeah, it looks like you're one-dimensional. It looks like you're over-reliant on corners. If you have a balance, then I think your own fan base will be all right. But just relying on corners, it is crazy. When it works, great. When it doesn't,
from open play, you're like 12th in the league from open play. But you're first by a country mile from corners. So my point is that you've added set pieces, but somehow you've now I don't think the two things are linked, but your creativity has gone down. And I don't think that is a winning formula to win a league title. I think if you had your creativity numbers from last year and the set pieces, you're winning every game.
Listen, I don't want to. So I want this conversation to be different. Why, Ashraf? Why? Why is your midfield is struggling? Why there's no creativity? And don't tell me. By the way, these are the exact same players as last season. Plus, by the way, a better player in Thomas Partey than Jorginho that played last season. The reality is Timber, who's better player than Kivior, and Zinchenko, who started. Rory said yesterday it's a fullback problem. He said he pointed it that he actually looked at it and he said the numbers add up to a fullback problem. But it cannot be. It cannot be the Arteta because he doesn't have fullback. Because last season you freaking had Kivior and he had Jorginho and Rice and he still created chances. It has to be something else. I know people say I know Hybrid Alter, you're saying it's a fullback problem, and and Rory explained it. But Arteta has to have something else at his bag, bro. Like it cannot be fullback problem like this.
Can I ask you a question, Mo?
Yeah,
If
please.
we didn't get the red card against City, the red card against Brighton, and the red card against Bournemouth, is it fair to say we would have had at least 5 points more? At least. Forget 9. Let's just say 9 out of 9. Let's
I
say
think you would have gotten. Okay, let me just do the math. I think you would have won City. That's 2 more points. I think you would have still drawn Brighton, and I
Why?
think you would have still.
we were 1-0 up
drawn.
against Brighton.
I think Brighton would have scored. Brighton
Really?
was a better team.
Because
Yes.
Brighton last season was the exact same. They were dominating possession. We
No,
took
it's a
the
new.
1-0
It's a
lead.
new coach. I think Brighton would have scored at the Emirates.
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't because
At
just
that-
based
at
on the way
that
we play.
phase-
But anyways,
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
tell you
sorry.
at that phase, Arsenal after the 1-0, you kind of opted to defend deeper and to. I think Brighton would have won. Would have actually drawn the game because you defended
didn't-
deeper.
yeah, but we did the same thing last season and they didn't have any proper chance against us.
I think City would have struggled against you, but I think Brighton would have drawn. I think maybe. And by the way, in hindsight, now I think Bournemouth would have won. In hindsight, with all due respect, I think Bournemouth would have won.
I'm the opposite.
I mean, we were 1 man down against Bournemouth, and the first proper big chance of the game came to Martinelli.
Wasn't it because Kepa kicked it to you?
No, it was Moreno who intercepted the ball from what's the defender's name? I forgot. Moreno came and intercepted the ball from him. I think he played it to Rice. Martinelli went 1-on-1 and missed it, and then they literally scored the next attack, literally the next attack. My point is, because I think we would have won against Brighton. That's 2 more points. I think we would have won against City, and I think worst case scenario we would have got a draw against Brighton. That's 1 more point. So for me, I would think, so I think we would have had 5 more points, which would have put us at 34 points this season, 2 points worse off than last season, which is why I'm saying, by the way, that's not okay for me because I think we should have done better than what we did last season. But I don't think we're that much worse than last season, especially if you compare our first half. Again, I was watching all the streams where the first half of the season, even when we were top of the league, people were saying, but you're not playing well. It's not sustainable. You're scoring a last-minute winner against Luton. You're scoring a last-minute winner against Brentford. Your attack sucks. You're barely creating chances. We were 15th in the league for big chances created. Again, as per Premier League website, if you guys are coming up with some random websites, I don't know. But anyways, my point is, with all of these things, the first half was very similar. Now, if we exclude the red cards, because I think the first red card, was very harsh on Rice, but the other 2 was our fault 100%. We deserve to get those red cards. So if you attribute that, then fair enough. If you look at the other games, we lost to Newcastle last season, just like this season. We, again, I'm not going to talk about Bournemouth because that was a red card. We lost to Fulham last season. This season, we're better. We drew that game. We drew to City. Okay, City was red card anyways. The one game where we underperformed, and I've spoken about that on your show as well, is Liverpool. We should have not drawn that game. We played very reserved the second half. I know people will say Gabriel got injured, Timber got injured, the second goal came from that side. Fair, but we should have still attacked a bit more. We attacked in the end, and I know they scored from that, but I think majority of the second half, we were too reserved, right? But that's why I'm telling you, I don't think there's that much difference. Why I don't think we'll win the league this season is because Liverpool are really good and we have, unfortunately, dropped points in games we shouldn't have dropped points in. Like Brighton, forget Man City, because Man City, even with 11 men, a draw is a good result at the Etihad. Brighton and Bournemouth, these are games we should have never dropped points in. And now, given the context of how things went against Newcastle and Chelsea, we should not have dropped points against Fulham either. I thought we're definitely going to win against Bournemouth. We're definitely going to win against Chelsea. And I thought we'll get a draw against Newcastle. We underachieved in all those 3 games compared to my expectations, which is...
Ash, do you know the biggest worry for me this season? Because you're actually spot on. From August to December, everyone was saying, Arsenal, this isn't sustainable, last-minute headers. I remember the Havertz one at Brentford, etc. But difference is, Arteta changed something. He changed Havertz from that left 8 role and made him a false 9. And you saw his record, I think, from January to end of the season, especially at the Emirates. It was something crazy, like 14 goals in 16 games. The problem is this season, I know he's played a few games in the midfield, but he's predominantly played up top for you, and you're still not scoring. Bar obviously the West Ham Sporting game and I think the United game.
Forest.
I think he's got Forest, sorry.
Yeah.
Bar those 3 games, you're still not scoring like that freely. And the problem is now, this is why I think if you don't sign a striker in January, I think there's going to be so much pressure. You're pissed, and I don't think you will. But this is why, because last season Arteta changed something. Now the thing he changed, the constant he changed, isn't working for you. So now you actually need to bring in a new player, and I don't think you will, and that's why I think you don't win the league as well. I'll actually go as far to say now, I don't want it to be recency bias, but if Chelsea spend, which is something that's not alien to them, it's not mad to say they finished second. It's definitely not mad. They have to spend as well.
But it's a very good like link up to Chelsea. Who has more room to improve?
Chelsea, like, bro, this is
well, you're already at the top, like high, like it's obviously
Arsenal,
easier for other teams.
Arsenal, how much better can Arsenal get in their current form?
Can I play devil's advocate? Sorry, Arsenal can actually improve massively, and the history of just last season show us this. That form of Arsenal at the end of last season, the last 18 games, is miles better than the way they play.
Wait, you mean improve for this season or in the future? You mean?
Now we're talking about.
Oh yeah, then 100% Arsenal.
Ash,
of course, Arsenal.
There might not be time next season for you to improve if you don't win the league.
What is? Wait. I want to understand outside this, because we had this conversation last time. Outside Saliba, what do you think that means? Because when people say you don't have time, it's over for you. Which, by the way, it's the same thing people said.
Do you want me to tell you the reality? Let me tell you guys.
Yeah.
Thomas Partey cannot get better than this, and you're not gonna go and get another 100 million DM. It has to be Declan Rice. You already signed your left 8 in Mikel Merino, right? You already signed the guy for 35 million.
And we would replace Partey if
you already have Kai Havertz up top, who is a 65 million pound. So if you go and sign a striker, you might sign Isak, but you're looking at Joao Pedro, not Isak, right? With all due respect, Joao Pedro is a good.
Yeah.
Joao Pedro is good.
Yeah.
But
not Isak level, of course.
Okay, let me ask Dave. Dave, do you like Joao Pedro to come and be your forward? Does that improve you?
No.
No, they have Jackson though.
Romz, do you like Joao Pedro to come in and improve you?
Well, we got Nunes, so maybe.
Right, but that's not the guy that will come in and improve
and win a title. No, not.
That's the whole point. The point of this is, Ash, is like Arteta is the only one that can get this team to play good. Right now, if you sack Arteta, the new manager will come in. He might not like Havertz, Martinelli. He might not like Merino. Might not like the types of Declan Rice. Right? And he might be working with them. You don't know who you're going to attract.
Isn't that the same like, oh, if Slot comes in for Klopp, he might not like this play and that play. Oh, wait a second. They're top of the league. What does that mean? The board is not going to go sign any random Tom, Dick, and Harry from the road. They're obviously going to get someone that fits our system and can work with the current players.
Do you know what the problem is? Do you know what the problem is? What is the system now? What is it?
What do you mean? What is the system?
Arsenal now have changed systems in like every 2-3 games. What is the system now?
Yeah, but our main style of football is a team that builds from the back, that doesn't play high intensity. We try to build slowly, which is why even when we win the ball and we have a chance to counterattack, we slow down the game because we like to dictate possession. When I say dictate possession, I don't mean we like to have 70% possession. But when we build up, we like to build up slowly so that we slowly get our players to go behind the defense. We don't play that high intensity football. That's our dominant force, a dominant style throughout the season. However, in some games, Arteta has adjusted and played differently. I don't think that's a bad thing. So I think when the coach
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing.
You've got you got plan A, and then you've got what's the geezer's name? Set piece coach. Plan A, set piece coach. Or whatever his name is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, you say that, but then David, the stats you were going to show, which is why I was waiting to hear a shocking number, and then you said 27-20. I was like, 7 XG drop off in open play is not that bad of a drop off, especially when you consider two factors. One is our fixture this season has been harder than last season in the first half, in the first 15 games.
You guys can say this. There's only 3 games left to the end of the first. Like
no. When I say the first 15 fixtures, I mean away. How many teams we played away from home in the first 15? And secondly, the red cards we have got, because last season I think we only had 1 red card when we were already winning 1-0, and we ended up winning the game anyways when Tomiyasu got sent off. So the red cards didn't affect us that game. The red cards have affected us in all the 3 games this season. So that 7 XG drop is actually not that bad, which is why I thought you were going to say 27 to like 10. I was like, oh shit. You said 20. I was like,
I think for a 15, 16 game stretch, 7 XG is a lot. That's
Not
a
when you
lot.
get, not when you put the context into play, which is the away fixtures, the 3 red cards. That actually puts things. You know how people were saying? Remember at the start after was it the City game when we had the second consecutive red card against City, and by that time I think we were like 18th or 19th for like most shots conceded, and people were like, you conceded these many shots, bro. 70% of them were against City because we had a red card and we played with 10 men for a whole half.
Again, that's 3. I'm talking. I think 15 games is quite a sizable data range to go. Like, hang on a second, what's going on here? Minus, because also let's not forget, you had like the biggest XG game that's ever happened. You had like 6 XG against Southampton or something ridiculous. So like there are other games where like I could argue
And against
you
Leicester
guys got
and
a lot
against
more
Forest,
than you probably should have. So like the things will balance out. I think
that was last season. Wait. That was last season too. And last season, by the way, here's a stat for those who don't know, because they call us Corner FC, right? You can go check this. By this stage of at least after the Luton game for sure, but definitely before the end of the year, 50% of our goals were set pieces. This season, it's 33% or 34%. When I say set pieces, I'm counting penalties as well, because that is a set piece. I know whoscored.com, they count it separately, but it's all a set piece. Last season, 50% of our goals by the end of December were from set pieces. 49 point something, I remember at the time. Obviously, it changed later as the season went. And this season, it's 33. So we're actually less dependent on set pieces this season. Last season, we had 7 penalties in the first, 10 games or something like that, if you guys remember. This season, we've had 2, and they both came in the West Ham game. Before that, we didn't have any penalties.
Let me ask you this question before we go on. Imagine winning 16 of 18 games and ending up empty-handed. Can Arsenal have the mental capacity to do it again? At least Liverpool had a basis with UEFA Champions League in 2019.
I don't think the reason I think Liverpool went on that run, I know people say Champions League gave them that inspiration, all that stuff. I think they went on a very good run the season before that when they lost the Champions League final as well, I remember. Because towards the end of the season, they went on a very, very... They went on a very good run, including beating City 5-1 in aggregate in the Champions League.
Okay. The problem is
so
also there's no continuation.
I think... Yeah, I understand that, but there was more, I get it. But I don't think the second half of the season is necessarily going to be like the first half. I think we can go on a very good run this season. I just think it might not be enough, unfortunately. I think we might have left it too late.
Okay. Thank you, Redlan and Taranga, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. I don't think so. I think that Fulham, to be honest with you guys, I think that Fulham draw was it. This is it for Arsenal this season. I think this is it.
So can I ask you a question, Mo?
Yes.
And be honest.
I'm
right
always
now, the
honest.
difference...
Thank you.
Thank you. Alhamdulillah. Let's say the difference is 6 points right now, Romz. Right? The difference is 6 points.
What happened to Dave?
I have no idea. He just...
It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's going to come back. Something happened to
The difference is 6 points right now. By the way, I think Liverpool win the league. If you ask me right now, I think Liverpool first, Arsenal second. I think City will come back and finish third, Chelsea fourth. If Liverpool draw the next game, which they probably won't, I think they'll slap up Spurs, especially after what David's team did to them. I think Spurs are out of confidence. Let's say somehow Liverpool draw to Fulham, which I know is crazy to think about, but let's assume that happens.
Yeah, but why would that? Okay, I'm gonna go with you, okay? But it's
and
very
Arsenal,
unlikely.
Yeah, correct. Okay, fine. I'll change it to make it more likely. Let's say somehow Spurs get Van de Ven and Romero back. They play a very good game.
Okay,
they get a draw.
They draw to Liverpool.
And Arsenal win against Everton and whoever they have after that. I can't remember.
You
and now
Crystal
we are...
Palace.
Yeah, and let's say we beat Crystal
Can
Palace.
I ask you something then? Okay, go ahead. Yeah. What is your question so I can ask everyone in the chat?
Yeah. We'll go from 6 points to 4 points. Mm-hmm. Are you going to start changing again and saying, oh, it's not too late?
No, I won't. I'm going to tell you why. Because number one, if that happens, normally, Mo, okay, this is just for you to know about me. I don't build hypotheticals based on the unlikely outcomes. I don't. I only build hypotheticals. Like I normally do. People tell me, Mo, you do the ifs, but I do the ifs based on the likely outcome. Can I ask
Spurs
you
draw is not unlikely.
Can I ask
He's always done that. Wait, do you mean Spurs draw to us?
Yeah.
At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Forget yesterday. I know what Chelsea
okay, so let me ask the chat.
It's not unlikely.
Let me ask the chat. It is not unlikely. But I'm going to ask you something. I'm going to give you 2 scenarios. Right? Yeah. Sorry, 3. What is
Yeah.
the more likely outcome and the least likely outcome? Liverpool win against Spurs and you draw away at Crystal Palace. Which one? Or Liverpool drop points to Spurs away and you not drop points to Crystal Palace. Which is the more likely outcome, guys? Can
Okay,
someone
let them
tell
answer.
me?
I'm not gonna answer.
Yes, please. I
Well,
want Romz and Dave.
to me,
Ash, come on,
me,
you know.
me.
You know. The most
Romz, I
I mean,
swear, I
I
don't,
don't
you
get
know
it.
why I don't know. You know why I don't know? Because I was wait. Let me
God.
prove to you. Let me prove to you that what Mo is saying is bullshit, right? Because I was with him on a stream before the Newcastle game, and I said Liverpool will draw in 2 of the next 4 games. They drew to Newcastle. Exactly what I said will happen, and we beat United.
I did as well.
And
On
he
the
said,
football
and
terrace.
he did the same thing. It's more likely.
You're wrong.
that-
You're wrong. On the football terrace, the day of the game, Wednesday, I was asked about the predictions.
Yeah.
And
Sam
I
said
said
it would be
the
easy.
Newcastle game
But
is
when I was on
harder.
your show,
Yeah,
I
Habibi,
said you will they'll
I
drop
said that
points.
to you. I told Hussam on this show the Newcastle game is harder for you than Man United is for Arsenal. And he said you are deluded. Hussam said no, the Newcastle is a walk in the park.
Hussam
I said-
disagreed. Yeah.
But I said the Newcastle game is hard because you're going away. And he said, no, we're gonna walk away. We're gonna walk away with the 3 points.
Okay.
Ashraf,
let me
tell you something. What is more likely? I want to go to Chelsea. We don't
Yeah.
have a lot of time because Liverpool gonna play. In the next 5 games, guys, in the league, and everyone in the chat, listen, anything can happen, but I want you guys to think logically. What is the more likely outcome? Please don't be emotional. Liverpool play Fulham at home, Spurs away, Leicester at home, West Ham away, Man United at home. Right, 5
Where's
games.
Spurs? You
One,
mentioned Spurs.
I literally mentioned Spurs.
You mentioned
I said
Spurs.
Oh, I thought you said
Fulham at
Forest.
home.
Okay, fair.
5 games.
Yeah.
Fulham at home, Spurs away, Leicester at home, West Ham away, Man United at home, right? Who's more likely to drop points? Arsenal play in the next 5 games, Everton at home, Crystal Palace away, Ipswich at home, Brentford away, and Brighton away. Who's more likely to drop more points?
Yeah, when you add Brentford and Brighton, of course, but I was only
It's
looking at the next
5
2 games.
games.
Yeah, I
That's
know,
until
Mo,
the-
but
That's until the stop.
Mo, I get it. But by the way, the Crystal Palace thing, I don't know why you're mentioning it. They have 1 win at home this season. Guess who the 1 win is against, by the way? 1 win at home this season, and they've drawn or lost every other game. They've drawn or lost every other game. Whereas Spurs, as bad as they were against Chelsea, actually have played well against... Okay, forget
But you
United.
know, Ash,
They've played
Ash-
well against Villa. They've played well against Arsenal. And they've played well against City. So the more likely scenario is Arsenal beating Crystal Palace and Liverpool dropping
I have
points
to
to
stop
Spurs
you there.
away.
I have to stop you there, Ash. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? I think you've won your last 2 visits to Crystal Palace. But
Yes.
notoriously, that's a tough ground for most teams to go to. But that has
Yeah,
been a tough
yeah.
ground for Arsenal to go to, apart from your last 2 title challenging. Because I think you lost 3-0 the year before, and you might have
Yeah.
lost again, if I remember rightly. I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
quite
yeah.
a bit because my brother's Arsenal, so you're probably the second most team I watch, right? But the way you're saying, I do think you probably beat Crystal Palace, but they are still a tough away ground. So the way you're saying, we should win that game, I wouldn't be so
Yeah,
sure.
but Romz, Spurs is a harder away game by that logic, right? We have to take this season into context. This
You know what?
season, Crystal
Do you
Palace
know
have
what?
won 1
You know
game
what?
at their
I have
home.
to stop
One.
you right there, yeah? I have to stop you right there. You might laugh. I get it. The narrative have been Spurs have played well against the bigger teams, but that's been away from home. Arsenal, they lost. Chelsea, they lost. We're going to spank Spurs. I'll tell you that right now. Whether they have Ange or whether Ange is sacked, I don't rate that club. And you know, if they beat us, then listen, I have egg on my face.
I don't think they'll
honestly.
beat you. I don't think they'll beat you. Yeah.
I don't even think we draw though, Ash. I'm not even thinking about draw. I think we beat that club because this narrative that they do better against the big teams, yes, away from home, and you have to add context against a City that had already lost. Actually, no, I'm going to give them credit for that because it's still Manchester City. They hadn't lost in about 60 odd games.
That's
But
4-0
against
as well.
Eric Ten Hag United, that everyone was going there and winning
Yeah,
against.
yeah, yeah.
If you look at their home form against the top 6, you lot. To be fair, they were probably the better team, but I don't think Arsenal really got out of first gear. You scored your goal and you kind of just, I'm not going to say park the bus, but you were quite resolute. And then they get spanked
They
by
beat
Chelsea.
Villa.
After
I think they beat Villa, right?
yeah, and they spanked Chelsea after being 2-0 up, right? I think whether they have Ange, whether they don't have Ange, whether they've got Romero won't be back, whether they've got Van der Ven, their big players, their highline suicide anyway. Luis Diaz, Mo Salah, and whatnot, we'll feast on it. I'm not in that game of 5 that most I'm speaking about. My most worried game will probably be West Ham away because I think Lopetegui will be sacked by then, and I think us going to West Ham in the last 3-4 years, we've drew there a lot. I think in our last 4 visits we've drawn twice, 1-1, and we've lost 1. But that's the game I'm most worried about in the 5. I'm not worried about United at home. I'm not worried about Leicester at home. Fulham gave us a tough game last year, but I still think we'll beat Fulham this weekend. It's West Ham out of them 5 games I'm most worried. I am not worried about Tottenham Hotspur. However, I know what you mean in the context of this season, yes, but it's Spurs. I don't respect that club. I'm going to be so honest. Sorry for the Spurs fans.
Me neither, bro.
I really don't respect.
As I said, after what Chelsea did to them yesterday, I think you will rip them open as well. But I'm just saying, if you look at scenarios and what's happened in the last 2 seasons, it's fair to say is a bigger chance Arsenal beat Crystal Palace than Liverpool beating Spurs. Just if you go by context of this season, last 2 seasons, all that. But yeah, of course.
Fair enough.
There is a chance.
Yeah. And even last season, I don't like to speak about decisions, but 2 red cards, 1 wasn't a red card, and then you saw the outrage with our disallowed goal, and they didn't even check it back or not. If things went our way, we beat Spurs comfortably that game last season. But I get your point. If you're going to go to the context of the last 2 seasons, you've won twice at Palace, and we've lost at Spurs, and I think we've lost 1 and we've won 1. So I understand your point.
Guys, before we go on, there's about like 600 people here. Guys, let's get the likes up a little bit before we talk about Chelsea. Enough about Arsenal. Arsenal might have peaked,
enough.
Challenged, and then
I've had enough.
You guys have had enough. Listen, Chelsea are brilliant. I wanted to speak about Liverpool a little bit at the end before the game. Alisson is back, by the way. He's in the lineup. He's starting, actually. Okay, so that's very good. Chelsea, though. Jadon Sanchez playing well. Enzo Fernandez is playing well. David, are you one of the people that said I saw this coming?
I didn't say.
Don't lie. Don't lie. Okay.
No. Let me explain.
All right. Okay.
Tapes are there,
guys. But before, guys, we really need to get to 300 likes. We got about, guys, almost 600 people here. We cannot be on 150 likes. The like button helps the show massively. So hit that like button, guys. Subscribe if you are new, on the way to 30K. Hit that like button, guys. Come on, let's get to 300 likes. Come on.
In my current state, I'm just a chill guy chasing 3 points every game. That's what I'm at. So just to leave me be. But I wasn't someone who was like, we're going to be at the top this season. But I wasn't someone who was like, Todd Bowley's an idiot and doesn't know what he's doing. I was very much like in the middle of, I think this project is going to work. I just think it needs a bit of time. But they've just blown me out of the water so far this season, where I'm like, suddenly we've Maresca. The one thing I did say, I thought Maresca was going to do well. Thanks to, shout out Will, my Leicester friend. He told me that Maresca is a good manager. Don't listen to the people saying, oh, he lost a 20-point lead. Oh, like there was loads going on at that club. So big up Maresca. Maresca for me right now, if Slot wasn't doing what Slot was doing, then Maresca is manager of the season. Do you know what I mean? Like
I still think Maresca is manager of the season now.
You can think that. I think they'll give it.
I think it's a much harder job, and I said that Hussam disagreed with me on MHF. I said it's much harder job to do what Maresca is doing than to do what Slot is doing with the players that Slot have. There are many factors, right? Having Enzo Fernandez playing well, having a defense like Badiashile and Tosin and Fofana and Kulwell play, getting the best out of Enzo Fernandez, having Madueke play. Actually integrating the likes of Sancho in the team. Keeping Neto fit by itself for 15 games, that is an achievement for the team. That is the reality. And that is what people don't understand. Arne Slot is doing a fantastic and amazing job. But I think Maresca is doing a tougher job.
Do you know what, Mo? The only reason why I'll give it to Chelsea is because, like you said, they had a lot of players not playing to the peak of their powers last season and whatnot. But in a sense that I'd say Slot had a bit more pressure because he's taken over one of the best that we've seen in the league the last 4 or 5 years. It wasn't that hard to better what Poch was doing. And Poch ended the season quite well. Let's be honest. I know a lot of players might have been on the seaside. They had achieved their the opposition team had achieved their objectives. So Chelsea could kind of go on that free run. But it wasn't hard to better what Poch was doing. Slot literally, and the narrative was, start of the season, Liverpool finished 3rd or 4th. He can't do what Klopp did, whatnot. So I think, I know actually, it isn't Chelsea. I still think it's Slot. I might be a bit biased.
It's Slot, 100%.
Just because of what everyone was saying and all of the pressure that was on him. Yes, I know what you're saying, Mo.
I hear both. I hear both. I won't disagree with you. I hear both. My problem with the people that say, like Ashraf, it's 100% Slot. It's not even a conversation. Like he's
No,
not.
no,
even-
no, no, no,
He's
no, no,
not
no.
actually. He's not
No, not that.
entertaining the idea. You know what I mean? He's not
You know
hearing
why?
the argument. That's what I
No,
don't
no, no.
like.
I am hearing. By the way, I've praised Chelsea. I've said Maresca's done a fantastic job. He's done an amazing thing by first taking a 40-man squad and saying, I'm not working with 40. I'm working with 22 or something,
Yes,
which is a
thank
very,
you.
very good move.
Mm.
But why
Right.
I pick Slot is because, one is, as Romz said, it's extremely difficult for a manager to come in after a legacy manager, because we've seen it with United, we've seen it with Arsenal, where there's a massive dip, and he's not let that dip happen. That's one. Secondly, this will trigger Chelsea fans, especially those who are like Poch out, and he should have left. Fair enough. Maresca is by far a better, not by far, but he's a better manager.
By far.
You guys know
No,
that the last
he's
50
not. Sorry, no, he's
No,
not.
I said
And
Maresca is
I
a better
don't. What,
manager.
you felt okay, Ashraf. That's in
I
hindsight.
just said Maresca is a better manager.
Yeah, no, he's not. In hindsight,
is.
yes. Guys, in hindsight, yes. But
Oh.
what you said, Ashraf, okay, this statement is so wrong in the beginning of the season. He has
Which
no
statement?
resume to compete with Poch. Now he is.
Yeah. Fair. But my point that I
Okay.
was coming
I
to
hope
was
that this is
in the
very
last-
clear, okay?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The last 15 games of Chelsea last season, they lost one game, which, by the way, was the 5-0 against Arsenal. Just adding that there. But anyways,
That's to my
outside
point,
that
by the
game,
way.
no, it doesn't, because they were already on a good run. Which, by the way, Maresca still had a heap of tasks to do. I'm not denying it. And as I said, when he first came in and said, "I'm not working with 40 players, I'm working 22," I was like, "This guy
40.
is smart."
I'm not
Right?
going back to this 40.
Right? Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying Maresca said that in the beginning.
Myth. It's a myth.
But the fact is, but the fact is, Chelsea at the end of last season weren't going like this. They were going like this, right? Based on
They were
their
on a
results. They lost.
trajectory, Yeah.
They were on a proper trajectory. Whereas Liverpool, on the opposite hand, were actually going down.
Yeah,
Because
we were
that's
going
when
up
they
the
lost
way.
games. Players were crying that Klopp is gone. The performances were horrendous. They lost the FA Cup game to United, which everyone said
No
they're
one
gonna
was
be.
crying. Salah had the party at home. No one was crying.
No,
Trent was crying. Stop doing that.
Trent
We
was
saw
only
it.
crying. Salah was like, whatever.
My
Just
point
fucking
is, yeah,
fuck
forget
off,
Salah.
you know,
My
fuck
point
off.
is, Maresca didn't take a dying Chelsea that was losing week in. By the way, the last 6 games they won all 6. Forget like draw or what. They won-
No, because you're taking the context out of it. The amount again, I'm saying it, it's the 3rd week I've said it. The amount of nonsense people chatting about my club. That Jamie bloke, he knows who he is. Jamie, yeah, you're doing too much. You're doing
Who's
too much.
Jamie?
Because you don't like us.
Who's Jamie?
Yeah.
Big Jamie.
Oh,
Jamie and Gary. Jamie and Gary. Jamie. And I'm that Jamie as well. There's 2 Jamies.
Who's
There's
Jamie?
O and
O'Hara.
Jamie Carra.
Jamie
Ah.
Carragher.
Oh,
Carragher.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
Big
I want
Jamie.
someone in the comments.
Bro,
I'm
you
looking.
see-
Who's Jamie in the
I'm
comments?
like, who the
No,
fuck is Jamie, bro?
No,
I'm looking up the
because
comments like, whoa, what did Jamie say?
the thing is, when Jamie's not talking about Chelsea, I think he's great. I think he's quite funny. But when Jamie talks about Chelsea, something in him it hurts his soul. And man's talking about where's Phoenix gonna get changed? What the amount of that clip on Monday Night Football of him going like, oh yeah, why are players even joining Chelsea? It's not exciting. Nothing's going on at that club. It's a waste. Do you know what I mean? Like people are just acting like my club was in the water forever, like it was done. So that's where the context of Maresca's done very, very well. He's coming. He's got a style of play. He's not killing our players. Oh my God, Lewis, who I just saw in the comments, will tell you what Potts was doing to our players.
Okay,
Them man
I
was
have a
brilliant.
way. I have a way of.
Left,
I
right.
have a question which I think will clarify to everyone who's done a better job. Mo, I'll ask you first.
Yeah, go on.
At the start of the season, okay, not your expectation, but generally, what do you think would have been a most shocking statement? Liverpool are going to win the league flying. Forget what Arsenal and City have done, because Liverpool are on trajectory to hit 90+ points now.
Mhm.
Liverpool are going to win the league flying, or Chelsea are going to finish 4th, or top 4, which was a
Chelsea are
more
gonna
surprising
finish top-
statement.
No, hold on. See, he changed he changed the narrative.
What did I change? What did
Okay,
I
hold
change?
on. No, but it's not the
Top
reality
4.
today. Okay, hold on. That's not the reality. That's not the right question. With all due respect, the question would be, did you expect Liverpool to be ahead? Okay, let me just put the exact situation.
Yeah.
Did you expect Liverpool to be top of the league if Arsenal and City are doing crap? Hold on. Or Did you expect Chelsea to be second behind Liverpool if Arsenal and City are doing crap? Which one is more likely?
No, but you know what? I'm going by your probabilities because Mo 30 minutes ago said, I cannot do this. I have to go by what's actually likely to happen. Mo.
Ashraf.
By the way, he's
Ashraf,
on mute.
Ashraf,
No. Who's more likely to finish second right now? Right now.
No.
Chelsea or Arsenal?
Let me talk. Hold on. Talking today, right? December 10th. What is the situation? Can you? Okay, I want anyone in the
Chelsea
chat.
a second.
Okay,
Chelsea a
hold
second.
on. I want Romz. Hold on.
Mo.
Romz is one of my most objective and reasonable people I have on YouTube. Romz, I want you to describe the Premier League today. Describe the situation. Describe it.
So for me, you've got an Arsenal and City team that have massively underperformed, and you've got a Liverpool team that have exceeded expectations. You've got a Chelsea team that's exceeded expectations. Do you want to go further on the table?
If I asked you in the beginning of the season, Ashraf, there are number one, there is one fact. Arsenal or City are doing shit. That's a fact. So the question would be, if I told you in the beginning of the season, Arsenal or City will be crap, and I give you two things to bet on, would Liverpool be top of the league or will Chelsea be second? Which one would you choose?
If you tell me Arsenal, if you told me Arsenal,
if I ask you guys, if I ask you a question, guys, I'm giving you a situation. Arsenal and City will be doing crap after game week 15, and I'm asking you, choose one situation to be true that you think is going to happen. Liverpool will be top, or Chelsea will be second. Which one will you choose?
I would say Liverpool being top.
Which is why it's better job, but it's a harder job.
But wait, no, you didn't trap anything. You know why you haven't done that? Because let's assume City and Arsenal were not crap this season. Let's say we were actually performing. You'll understand. You'll understand why. When I finish my point, you'll understand. Let's assume Arsenal, which is what I said, the red cards and all that stuff, we got 5 points more, for example.
Don't care about the red cards.
Wait, Mo. When I'm done, you will understand. Let me land my point.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's assume Arsenal were on 5 points better, which is what I said, which is the red cards and all that stuff. Let's assume City didn't drop the points. Wait, City, he's going to keep cutting off. Let's assume City then were not doing as bad. I told you this last week. Liverpool are still outperforming and are performing at a much higher level, which means Arsenal and City could have been doing amazing this season and could have still been second behind Liverpool and third behind Liverpool. In which case, that league of Liverpool, Arsenal, or let's say Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea would not have been shocking. Liverpool are not performing well because City and Arsenal are crap. Liverpool are performing exceptionally well, regardless of what Arsenal and City are doing. Chelsea are second because Arsenal and City are crap. If Arsenal and City were performing well, they probably still would have been second and third. Liverpool have only dropped points in 3 games this season. 3 out of 15. And 2 of them were draws. They were not even defeats. And 1 of them was away against Arsenal. It wasn't even at home. You get what I mean?
I get your point. You have a logic. However, I'm telling you guys, I actually thought that Liverpool have the players to be top. That good? No. That good? No. Like, if you asked me in the beginning of the season, if City and Arsenal are doing bad, who's going to be top? I'm going to check. Oh, Liverpool will 100% be top because they have a Van Dijk. However, if you ask me, do you think Chelsea will have the best offense in the league and they will be better defense than City and they will be second, 7 points behind Liverpool, whatever you want? Would I tell you yes? I'll tell you no. You're deluded. That's cannot happen. Maresca is fucking a championship manager. These players are fucking mishmashed together. They have no striker. They fucking. I'm giving you every fucking statement that was said in the summer. They have fucking signed. They have fucking signed compilation. They have signed the compilation. The compilation guy, what's his name? Joao Felix, the guy that failed at everywhere he went, that everyone tried him. You fucking have Enzo Fernandez. The guy should have been out of the club already. He's a 20 million pound player.
Yeah, but the
not 100 million pound player. Logia is fucking injured. These fucking signed Pedro Neto.
The same can be said about Slot. Sam came on your channel.
Let me fucking finish. Let me finish, guys. Let me finish, please. Let me finish this. He signed fucking Neto, the fucking injury prone guy. He's not gonna be fucking fit for 5 games. They fucking have Fofana and Kulul at the back. They're fucking gonna be garbage. They're gonna be 6th or 7th. This guy can be 8th, and Chelsea fans might be saying Maresca out, but only their pride will keep them from saying this by December. This is exactly what happened in the summer.
But the funny thing is, it's the same thing about Liverpool and Slot. Most
No,
of the Liverpool, I don't know, I'm not
stop it,
all-
man.
Romz, I don't know if it's
David,
surprised you. All the
No, no,
Liverpool
I'm not
fans were
even- no,
saying we
no,
don't want
not-
Slot.
this is
It was a
true.
downgrade. Shocky the Sports, a big channel. Someone came on the channel saying Liverpool will finish 8th by mid-season, and they
Habibi, even Hussam
anyone else.
admitted that he expected Liverpool to challenge but not win the league.
Yeah, same.
Like
You know,
every single one.
Ash,
I'm
Ash,
like
Ash,
This
Mo,
challenge
Mo,
like
do you
this,
remember?
come on, bro.
Mo, do you remember, right? I think it was me, you, Nobbins, and Rory. It was a couple weeks before the season started. We did a show, and you asked me, Ramel, what are your expectations? I said, because of the players we have, we still have 4 world-class players. I expect us to challenge. You can't tell Alisson, Van Dijk, Trent, Mo Salah that you're just aiming to finish in top 4. They would leave the club there and then. So the
But Romz,
expectation is still
we're
to
not
challenge.
saying that.
However,
Didn't
I
Slot break?
didn't think we would win or be excelling to this degree. No way.
Exactly. Didn't Slot?
Do you know what, Ash? I know what you're trying to say because you agreed with me. To
Yeah.
take over legacy manager is tough, but what I understand what Mo's now saying now. Both Slot and Maresca have exceeded expectations, but Maresca's exceeded expectations to a higher degree. That's all. So I kind of understand where Mo is coming from. They've both done very well. But one thing I'll swing in Slot's favor again, he's improved players. You had a Gravenberch that half of our fan base, not me. No, listen, David, I know what you're going to say, and I know you're going to start reeling off players. However, there was Gravenberch that half of our fan base wanted to sell. I never wanted to sell him. I knew there was a player there. There was Kanate that some said, he's a quality player, but sometimes he commits too much. He can be a bit rash, me included. And there was a Luis Diaz that always starts the season with good GA and always ends the season with hardly any GA. Slot's actually improved them 3. Forget Salah and Van Dijk and that. They're going to perform regardless. But he's actually improved other players in and around the team. Do you want me to be honest? I'll sit on the fence. I'll have splinters up my butt. I think they've both done it equal job.
I like this, Romz. I am with you.
I think they've both done it
Both are
equal
doing a
job.
great job. But
Didn't
for
Slot
me,
break a record this season for like the best ever Liverpool start? He's 5 out of 5 wins in the
You know
Champions
what,
League,
Ash?
playing Leverkusen, playing Real Madrid,
Let me-
smashing both of them. Anyways, fair.
Let me
I think
do
Slot has done a
the
better job, anyways.
super chats and actually ask the question that you just asked me, Ash, and I want your answer as well, right? Tiang Yang is saying a few months ago it was which manager would want to go to Chelsea. Now they were on a upward trajectory. Slot had a big, but Maresca edges it. Slot had a big job, but I get your point. He's agreeing with me, to be honest. He's agreeing with me. Yeah, I agree. Tiang Yang, thank you for the super chat. And guys, listen to Luke. Guys, we still have over 600 people here, so we need 300 likes. Hit the like button, people. Come on. Liverpool game is about to start in about 20 minutes or so. This guy, Mo, is great at farming his question. Mo, go back. Look at what all rivals fans said. What was going to happen to Liverpool after club, Egal, Dan. Okay, Jay, that is true. But I'm talking about my opinion as well. However, what was more likely to happen? Slot to... Okay. Let me ask you the question, Jay.
Again,
What was more likely to happen, guys? Maresca to fail or Slot to fail?
For me, Slot, I swear to God. Because I'm looking at Chelsea towards the end of last season. I even said they should have beat City at the FA Cup, which is why and again, when he joined and he said, I'm only working with 22 players, I praised him for that. I said, that's such a good thing because he knows what he's doing.
Let me go.
I didn't think Slot knew what he's doing, to
Ash
be honest.
asked me a question, and I know David is not going to answer it, so I'm not going to ask David this, right? I'm not going to put him under pressure. But I'm going to ask Romz. Ash said, who's likely to finish above each other, Arsenal or Chelsea?
Oh.
You just fucking asked me the question, Ash. You just asked me the question.
Wait, Mo, what do you mean?
What did I just do? I agree with you. I said good question.
He said, Ash asked me, Ash is trying to put me on the spot. At the current moment, he said, who's likely to finish above, Arsenal or Chelsea?
For me, Chelsea. And let me tell you why. Not only I think they've got a more attacking prowess, I think they're going to spend in January. I actually think they're going to spend in January and bolster their
okay,
squad.
fair. You're taking January.
Ash,
Okay,
you would agree with FSG and the Cronkies, not just your owners, both
Yeah,
our owners.
100%.
There's no
100%.
guarantees. With clearly, you've seen over the last 2, 3, 4 windows, there's a guarantee that they will.
So
spend.
to ask you, Romz, let's assume let's take January out of the equation because we don't know. Arsenal might surprise us. I think you're right, by the way. I think Chelsea are definitely more likely to spend even more than City, by the way. But
Yeah.
without taking Jan into account, who do you think is more likely to finish second?
Without January, Arsenal. I would say Arsenal.
Okay.
Without January.
Okay, so
But
transfer window is the only thing that's changing
only
your
thing
mind.
the only thing that
Yeah, of course.
swings it in Chelsea.
Chelsea go and get 2-3 world-class players, 100%. That changes the whole equation.
Again. Can I?
You know what? I'll go one better. Right? 1 minute, David. Sorry to cut you. If Chelsea get a top keeper and a centre back, because I still think Colwell and Fofana's injury prone. I think Badashile tossing. Sorry, David. I watched you against Heidenheim, right? With Badashile tossing and Disasi. They were poor against that opposition. That's when I said, no. They need to get another centre back. So if Chelsea get a top keeper and a top centre back, I'm going to go as far as saying they'll be there to the wire with us. I genuinely believe that. I think it will be a Chelsea-Liverpool title race. I believe that, Mo. I genuinely believe that.
And Black and Bastoni, I'm saying it.
FD, you are not fucking getting get out of the stream, bro. Just get the fuck out of the stream.
Mo was agreeing with you until then, David. Why would you do that?
No,
I don't think Bastoni suits you at all, by the way. Just
I don't know. But
I was asked this earlier. I said you need an experienced defender in a backcourt that is a leader.
Bastoni on FM a couple years ago, and that's been my guy for years. So that's why every time
fucking Football Manager ruined a lot of careers. Football Manager ruined a lot of careers, bro.
Vardio was your guy as well. You're the reason why I know Vardio. You
know what I mean? I told people years ago I had stocks in Vardio from day one. I said that boy's world class, and everyone was like, "Who's that?"
My man is scouting players from Football Manager. It's fantastic.
Well. I told people about Sesko. I've been talking about Sesko since he was at Salzburg. I know ball a little bit, not everything, but a little bit. Anyway, last week Mo asked me a question, and it was about Cole Palmer not being able to run games. He ran that game against Spurs.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, now you're lying.
No. You said
you're lying now. No, you're lying now. No, you're lying. It wasn't him. It wasn't him.
I think it was
the one.
Players.
No, it was Enzo Fernandez. No, it was definitely Enzo. No, it was
better than Declan Rice.
For me, Mo, it wasn't even just Enzo. It was the three in the middle. For me, Lavia, best player in the pitch first half. I think he was amazing. Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo for me. Yes, Sanchez scored a nice goal, but I think it wasn't really Chelsea's attack. For me, your midfield three bossed that. Even when you went 2-0 down, even when you were losing, because it was Cucurella, which both errors leading to goal. I think your midfield was immense. Honestly, I don't think you know what, David? Palmer got the 2 penalties, and I rate Palmer highly. But I agree with Mo. I wouldn't say he ran that game. I wouldn't say everything was going through him.
Mo told me he could only operate like higher up the field. Whereas like against Spurs, and what I really wanted to see him do, he came deep and started collecting the ball and involving himself more in the game. I agree. Our midfield is so good.
No. I give you that. Yeah. Cole Palmer changed a little bit from the game before.
Yeah.
Our
midfield naturally, I think is just going to run games right now because that midfield, when they are all fit.
No, I think you have a problem. I think you have a big problem.
A problem?
I think they have a big problem tactically.
Explain this, Mo.
Player's choice. The problem with the Caicedo inverting thing is that I don't think Caicedo is a great defender one-on-one on the line, which is why Son got the better out of him 2-3 times in the first half. Right? I'm going to explain to you what I saw in the game. I like this plan in inverting a Caicedo in because it allows Enzo Fernandez a bit of a freedom to move forward, and it doesn't require him to do a lot of defensive work because when Caicedo next to Lavia, defensively and offensively, Enzo doesn't have to drop deeper, right, to collect the ball. He doesn't because there are 2 guys basically to collect the ball. The problem now is if he's not going to invert, and that's what he did the second half, who's going to start? Because now he's playing 2 10s. It's either Felix and Palmer or Enzo and Palmer with the right back inverting, right? That's what he does.
Yeah.
What happens when he decides I'm going against a good winger? I need a Malo Gusto there to defend. And now I have to choose one of Enzo or Lavia. Who would he choose? And that is the problem. And now he has to drop one of Palmer, Enzo, or one of the 2 DMs. And I think the one who gets dropped is the right winger, and Palmer has to play there. And that changes the whole thing.
I think it depends on who the opposition is. I think if we're going up against a really good team, then we'll go with like Caicedo and Lavia, and then we'll bring on Enzo.
Thank
But
you. Okay.
If
Okay.
we're
Now we're
against,
talking.
if we're against Southampton, then bro, we'll
Now play the inverted Caicedo from the right side. Okay.
Caicedo thing, and we'll just dominate games. In the second half, when we went to that,
Because by the way, I thought you put Malo Gusto there. By the way, because Son was having a lot of joy inside Caicedo and outside. By the way, because Caicedo's he's not a right back. Basically, he's just not.
But
he can do a job there, but he's not a right back.
Yeah.
He played there for Brighton though.
No, but inverting as well. Inverting.
Yeah,
he
it
played
was
for
not like
Brighton
he was
inverting.
Yeah.
When we went to the more traditional back four, we changed system, and I'm not sure if anyone else picked up on this, but Cucurella was playing 10. That man was so high up the field, like basically recreating what was going on. But obviously, it doesn't work it doesn't look as nice.
But it's a great problem to have. To be honest with you, to have Enzo Fernandez performing like this,
different.
But thing. To have
Enzo Fernandez last game was so good. He just released the play. Whenever Spurs tried pressing us into a corner, that crossfield ball was on every single time to Sancho. Just pinging it.
Sancho was very good in that first half. Was good. He scored a brilliant and an amazing goal. My point about this was Chelsea, which is why I think Chelsea now have one of the better squads in the league, is that the utilization of everyone. It is not a Conference League team and a Premier League team. He can remove Sancho, put in Neto left, put Maresca right, and the team look good. He can remove Enzo, play 2 DMs, and the team look good. He can play Palmer on the right side and play 3 midfielders, and the team would look good. He can play 3 at the back, and the team would look okay. I actually think the only problem with Chelsea now is this good for the long term? Because we have seen in this league from Conte, Pep Guardiola, and Klopp, to win the Premier League, you need to have a style of play for about basically 33 games of that. You can change only. Is that long-term good? Jurgen Klopp had the same style of play in the 1920 games. It was every fucking game, it looked exactly the same. Every game. Pep Guardiola for 7 seasons, or 8 seasons, look exactly the same. Antonio Conte, after game week 4, he changed the system and Chelsea looked exactly the same for 34 games. It didn't matter who they played, it looked exactly the same. Can Chelsea survive with this? I haven't seen it in the Premier League. Maybe Maresca is the exception. But I don't know if the players can... You know what I mean by changing the way you play? Because defenders, we played football. I know that. When you change who's playing next to you, when you change, for example, an inverted fullback is different than a fullback that stays there. For the center back, it's different. The way they think about the game is different.
Mo,
you know what I mean?
You know what?
People that play football understand what I'm talking about. It's very hard to go from, okay, I have Malo Gusto next to me, so I know when to stand the angle for, okay, Caicedo's not there. I need to cover two spots. That's what people...
Yeah.
Romz can attest to this. You played football, and you know that.
Exactly, and you're spot on, because another key thing with a title race as well is rhythm. You keep changing personnel, it's going to disrupt your rhythm at the end of the day. And I would say the defense...
I'm not criticizing, but I haven't seen it for 8 years in the Premier League.
I understand what you mean, Mo, and I think in most football teams, the defense is literally the one department of the team that needs the most rhythm, in my opinion.
Yes.
You could say midfield,
the most stability.
Midfield, if you change one... Let's say you have a midfield of 3, which most teams have. If you change one player, put in another player, if it's already a well-oiled machine, it's not too bad. Strike for the attack the same, but the defense, there's a reason why they say defense wins you least, because predominantly they're going to all start the same amount of games. It's going to be the department that gets changed the least. So I think Mo is spot on. But this is what I say, Mo.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I actually don't know. I want to hear Ash and Dave's opinion. I don't know. Is this changing information within game? That's not flexibility. Flexibility is changing. Are you deeper? Are you higher mid-block? But changing it completely the way you play, do you guys think that's sustainable?
We didn't change completely, by the way. It was just it was a slight tweak, and then I think it was more it looks different because the personnel is different. Do you know what I mean? Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo are 2 different people. So when they're playing the same role, they're going to play it differently. But I still think the cause of the system was still there. So I don't have a problem with him doing it when we need to win games, especially when we go 2-0 down to Cucurella's boots. right?
I still think your bigger issue is like you're conceding too many shots, bro. You know,
Oh,
you guys are 7th or 8th in the league for shots on target faced. Like, and the
No,
problem
I
is
know,
that you
no,
have
no,
Robert
just-
Sanchez in goal, which
Our
to be
defense
honest,
is
is
our defense is the reason why I don't say with chess we're going to win the league, because I am a
But do you
firm,
think your
I'm a-
defense is the reason you guys concede shots on target?
I'm a
Maybe.
firm
Yes,
believer.
yes.
I am a firm believer in your defense. The best defense often wins the league. Like genuinely, like you're the best defense. Whether it's because you have a league
Unless it's
defenders,
Arsenal. You know
unless
that.
no, but even
You know it.
it's
You know
either.
it.
If,
I'm
it's,
sorry,
okay,
Ash.
fine,
I'm
fine,
very
fine,
sorry.
fine.
I had to say that. Unless
It's
it's
fine.
Arsenal.
Even still, it's like you have to have like
That
a top.
theory breaks at Arsenal football.
You need like a top 3 defense.
I think it breaks almost every season. I don't think the
Go ahead.
team that wins the league-
Sorry, Dave. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But even still, like even though Arsenal had the best defense last year, City was still 2nd or 3rd. You need like a top 3 defense to win the league, because defense is like, if you don't concede goals, you pick up points every single game. It's that simple. Like, so you
like
just,
right now, if you look at the top 3 teams that have the face the least shots, it's literally Liverpool, City, and Arsenal.
But
Yeah,
Chelsea
no,
have
would
a massive,
argue are like
Chelsea have
different teams.
another massive problem. Chelsea are 2nd from the bottom between the difference of goals conceded and XG. If oppositions convert their XG
Convert
against
their
Chelsea,
chances.
they would have been way.
And
way
this is
more
where
than-
this
you
is
guys
where
know that you -7. You are the 2nd worst team in the league. Chelsea.
and this is where again it's
Okay,
probably
Okay,
triggered.
let me explain to
Chel-
you what I mean by that, Dave. Sorry, Ash. Let me explain to
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Dave. Chelsea are the 2nd worst in terms of the opposition converting their XG against you. So you're minus. So you should have conceded 7 more goals
we're
than what
quite
you have
lucky.
now. Not because because the opposition missed their chances. And don't tell me because it's Sanchez.
Nah, it is Sanchez because it's so funny. I actually
He literally
on
gives them
Chelsea
the
channel-
ball. He gives them
No,
the
no.
No.
not just that,
They
Romz.
concede less. Romz. Chelsea should have been 7 goals worse than now.
Worse. Yeah.
Worse.
that's
Oh,
what he's
yeah,
saying.
sorry.
I was on Chess's channel yesterday, and I was telling him, I think Robert Sanchez is an absolute bozo. Some of the things he does, I'm like, how does the keeper make these mistakes? But the funny thing is,
It's shot
despite the
stopping.
fact that they
Quite good,
concede
yeah.
the 7th or 8th most shots in the Premier League, he is 2nd only after Alisson in save percentage.
Yeah,
So he
yeah.
takes more shots than any of the top 6, 7, 8, top 10 keepers, and yet he's 2nd in the league for save percentage. If he just takes off, if you just tell Sanchez stop playing the ball at your feet, he generally becomes a better
If
keeper.
he starts going long, yeah.
No,
He
but
just
the
starts going long
Modern day
everything.
football,
but the problem
modern
is,
day football, you're not going to do that, especially the way Chelsea play.
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
You cannot do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
you
need
Guys,
somebody to
I want to
pass.
do the super chats before we end the show because of the Liverpool game is in 10 minutes away. But there are some of them. Okay, Yusuf Atiyah, Habibi, thank you. Chelsea will spend to prep for Club World Cup, not just for Premier League. Maybe, I don't know.
Do you know what? I was speaking to Albimo. I didn't know how serious clubs are taking this. Apparently, you can win 80 to 90 million if you win this competition.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
What, is this
Habibi, it is
Is this a way
sponsored.
to
There is
Is this
America,
another way to
and they
change
want
the
they
sport?
want to
Is this
improve.
another way
They
to-
want to improve it. Guys, to be honest with you, I really don't know where the games are being played. I don't care. I don't think
That is
anyone cares.
mad. 80 million.
Well, Chelsea
That's
That's
wrong,
almost as
man.
much as the Champions League.
Like that.
You know why Chelsea
Chelsea
will
win-
care,
if
yeah,
Chelsea
but I
win
don't think
that
Man City
competition-
will care as much. I don't think Man
Yeah.
City will care as much. To be honest with you guys,
If Chelsea
this
win
Club
this
World Cup,
competition-
I think it's so much stress on the clubs and the players. They will, guys, you know that they will have only 3 weeks between the end of this and the beginning of the new season. Winner the preseason, winner the vacation. That will disrupt the beginning of next season. I don't think it's a good idea.
No, I don't think they care. I just saw the comments. They're saying Chelsea gets 60 million just for entering. So even
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they
you
lose
get a
all
lot of
games-
money for entering. Yes.
Oh my
If-
god!
if-
I don't think
Yang
Chelsea
Yang is
cares.
saying Chelsea are performing because Arsenal fell off. How? But Chelsea play Arsenal
No,
one
no,
game
no, he's-
only and they drew the game.
No. He's responding to my comment when I said the reason Chelsea is 2nd is because Arsenal and City have dropped off. Why your argument is false? Because Arsenal last season finished 89 points.
Can you read the finish? Same can be said over the last 2 years. Arsenal were challenging because Chelsea and United fell off.
No,
But Tiang Yang, that is so wrong because of what Ashraf said, because Arsenal finished on 89 points.
89
And
points.
any season, 89 points will get you challenging. So that is wrong. Even if Man United and Chelsea were doing well, how many points do you think you will get, Yang Yang? So that is wrong. My guy here, The free hash is saying
Zephyr
Mo.
Hash.
Zephyr hash. Thank you so much, Mo. If you look at the average player position and general eye test, Palmer was attracting spell players and open spaces for Enzo and Sancho. Palmer ran it. Him attracting opposition doesn't mean he ran it. What I mean, the word ran the game for me is the one who, for me, this is for me. And I know I say a lot because I played football. The one who dictates the game, guys, is the one who decides where the attack is going to happen. Is it right side? Is it left side? Is it center? The one who takes the ball from the midfield or the defense and decide this time we're going right winger. This time we're going left winger. This time we're slowing it down and recycling the ball from the defense. That is what's called running the game.
That's why I said Lavia ran the game for me, because everything you just described, that's exactly what Lavia was doing. All first half.
So maybe we disagree, but this is why I don't think you attracting opposition doesn't mean you run the game. Running the game is literally running the direction of where the ball is going. That is Odegaard for Arsenal. That, by the way, that is Rodri, by the way, for Man City.
Deciding for Barca.
When are we going to go quick? When are we going to go slow? When are we going to build from the back? Blah, blah, blah. We're not going to versus Spurs every week, Mo. Yes, subs. And that's his, I agree with you. But as Romz explained, there are a lot of good teams in the league. And I don't think Spurs are the toughest team to go against. There is Brighton, there is Bournemouth, there is Brentford. There are a lot of teams that the defense need to stay consistent, to be honest. I just think that. I agree with. By the way, when I play in the league, the two guys that we don't sub out during the whole game always is your two center backs. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that in lower leagues, in every amateur league, two center backs are the least substituted players. I'm also sometimes fullbacks if they're doing well.
And Caicedo should have probably had a red card, but anyways.
Yeah, but so should Kulusevski.
Yeah, but it was 2-1. But Kulusevski was after. Might not have happened.
Yeah, but
exactly. Get the record.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're Spurs. They would have done something like that.
Someone. Before I do you, someone is telling me, Mo, you're getting too comfortable talking waffle. I'm too comfortable. It's my channel. My guy, literally my channel. I can fucking sit here for an hour on a waffle and say, people will not listen, by the way, if I say shit. People will not listen, but thank you so much, though. See, I put your comment, even though it wasn't a super chat, it's fine, but... okay, Jay is saying slot, because I think FSG may not spend enough to help. So far, Chelsea rebuilt their team 3 times since the takeover.
That is true.
Yes, but what does that have to do with Slot and Maresca? Like, well,
one is doing it despite less resources, the other is doing it with more resources.
Yeah, but I still think that Liverpool have more resources than Chelsea.
By the way, here's the thing.
Even without signing, I agree.
Even without signing,
man. We had a more
their second goalkeeper is better than all goalkeepers at Chelsea. Their 3 center backs is better than Chelsea's center backs.
He took over a team that collapsed. He took over a team that collapsed at the end of last season, and they signed. What's his name? The goalkeeper? I keep forgetting his name.
Mamardashvili for next summer.
Whatever his name is, and
summer.
Chiesa who's playing in the under-21s.
But like, even though I still think that Liverpool have more weapons, guys. We have to admit that. Especially before the season started. Badiashile was supposed to mark Son, not Caicedo.
Yeah,
how?
But
how,
no. So because of the back three, he was meant to be, but
so
you can't. But
my guy is saying that at Chelsea defense should go 1-on-1 the whole game.
That's what I'm saying, because Son pushed out so wide. Your centre back's not going to want to get drawn out there.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, my guy. Subs is saying Maresca has shown he's flexible. No more doubts. Okay, for Chelsea fans, I guarantee you, no one doubts Maresca. Subs, I guarantee you. Chelsea spent 1.5 billion. Surely PSR, FFP. But now the player sales come to mind. How much did we sell again? We're buying for sure. Papa Beard, I'm sure Chelsea are going to invest in January. The difference is, I don't know what. What are you buying?
With 60 million just for entry, you better. God's sake, 60 million.
Sanchez is second for saves because we face too many shots, because Sanchez gives the ball away in our own half. This is very true.
I agree with.
Yeah.
Guys, Sanchez has a very good percentage, like save percentage.
77.5.
If you watch the first 10 minutes of that Spurs game, oh my god,
crazy! It was crazy.
Some of them playing out the back, getting Badiashile to kick a ball with his right foot. is, oh my God. He was
Yeah,
just like, he just booted it with his left and said, I hope
David,
it
if
goes
that's
where I
any
want
other team with more quality, you could have found yourself 2-3
Yeah.
down.
it."
Honestly,
Yeah, we should have
honestly.
been 3-0 down, honestly.
100%. But listen, people, this will take it to Hussam where he's going to do a watch along. But also, I am doing a watch along later for Inter Leverkusen. And that would be fun.
That's going to be a
Of
good
course.
game.
That would be a very, very good game.
Whose ground?
It's their ground.
Ooh, you go to the
They
Vel-
won 5 on the bounce. I think
You go to the
Inter will get
Veltine.
something.
Okay,
They won by
if
5
we
on the
win the game, I'm going to say we're one of the favorites to win the Champions League, maybe behind Liverpool. If we win away at Leverkusen,
You think Madrid is done for the season?
we are better than Real Madrid this season. Did you see Kylian Mbappe play football this season? It was like, it just has to become some.
And they're still
Ash,
and they're
do you
still
know
gonna
what,
top
yeah?
the Liga, bro.
You
They're
know,
still
you know,
top La
you know.
Liga.
I said this to my friend the other day. I'm not just saying this because Mo's an Inter fan. Inter Milan right now, if I had to pick one team in the Champions League I don't want to face, it is them. Even with Barcelona. Barcelona are very good going forward, but you speak to their fans. Their defense is very susceptible. Inter going forward and defending are very bad. They're the one team I don't want to play. I fancy us against anyone else.
Hey, I hear they're really good, but I just think Madrid in the second half when they get everyone back and all.
They concern.
We'll
Yeah,
see
of
how it
course.
goes. But guys, before we finish the show, can we get to less than 40 likes to get 300 likes? 300 likes, guys. This will take it to Hussam. I think he started his watch along, if I'm not mistaken. Probably he did. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you, Dave. This is a great show, to be honest. Romz and Ash, absolutely fantastic show. Ashraf Talks Ball in the chat, guys. In the description, go and subscribe to Ashraf. We need to get him to 1,000 subs. I'll see you guys soon. We're out of here, people.